Heel. Good job. What's up, guys? So today I wanted to kind of revisit luring. Talked a little bit about it in my last video, and basically I was just kind of going over what luring is, but I definitely wanted to spend more time with it because I think it's such an important thing, especially when you're teaching your dog new behaviors. That's kind of how I taught Nova down, sit, even like heel. Luring is a really good tool to teach a dog heel, so I think what I want to do is revisit it with Nova and also kind of fine tune it a little more. Just wanted to record the session too and just show you guys what that looks like. Cool. Real quick too, I just did want to kind of show you guys when it comes to luring. Nova's on kibble, so she, you know, her kibble's pretty small. If you look at it, like size of my pinky, it's even half of that. So it's tricky when I'm using it for training. What I want to do is hold the kibble between my palm and my thumb, and then I could lure her, right? Yes, and then pay her. Another thing too is you want to be careful with your timing, right? So you don't want to say yes as you give it to her, right? I'm going to bring it down, yes, and then release. So if it's better for you to learn that way, do it that way. Keep it very simple for yourself in the beginning. You don't have to rush it, because if you do rush it, again, when you're in the moment and you're moving more, it's going to get more confusing for you and the dog. So focus on that timing. Yes, and then release. One thing I was working on with Nova a while back, and I kind of stopped, and I'm going to get back into it here, is the left-sided heel, which I'm using a different command for. I'm not going to pair a command with it yet. I'm just going to lure her, and then as we build it up, then I'm going to add that cue, which for me is going to be the word junto, Spanish for together, and that's going to basically teach her that I want her on my left side. But right now, all I'm going to be doing is luring her into that position. Nova. So she's confused. There you go. Yes. I'm gonna pay. Let her chew. Another thing with kibble you gotta be careful for is sometimes the dog will choke on it. So especially small kibbles, give them time to chew and swallow their food before you move on to your next command or exercise. Yes. If you can too, try to switch it up. Try not to reach in your bag when the dog is looking at you. Like, you know, turn your back. Do what you need to do in order to kind of keep that surprise element there. And then I'll go ahead and offer my hand. Step back, go back in. Yes. There you go. So she's gonna get to a point where I don't even need kibble in my hand. I could just put my hand here. Yes, and pay her, right? Which, she's a fast learner. Some dogs aren't as fast, which is okay. Just spend more time with them. You only need like 15 minutes a day, which for me, I'm here, I think a few minutes, right? So, yes. Yes. So notice this little gap between yes and feeding her, right? I'm exaggerating that open hand so you guys can see it. Yes. We'll do it again. So I want it a little tighter than that. So I'm gonna move forward, bring it in. Yes. There you go. So again, position is very important, because if I pay her when she's sitting out, which is what I did with my right-sided heel, she got used to it. And so now when I tell her heel, she isn't always by my heel. You can tell she's kind of sitting loppy, right? Also, I had my hand out, so that also kind of caused her to curve out. And so another big important thing is that your dog's butt is going to do the opposite of what their head does. So when you're luring, be mindful of that, right? When I did MMA for a while, we were taught that, right? We were taught like, hey, control the head, control the body. So wherever the head goes, the body will follow. But with dogs, you know, it's kind of the same way, except that their butts are going to do the opposite. So if I bring it out here, her butt goes that way, her head goes this way. Same thing here. Good girl. Go here, her butt's that way. Yes. Out here, butt goes that way, head's this way. Yes. Yes. I'm gonna show you guys too, the down. You'll notice, when I mentioned it earlier too, is when you're luring, right, butt does opposite of the head. So when you're teaching a puppy, for example, a down, what you're gonna find is that the puppy goes into a play bow, right? The butt stays up, but the body falls forward. And with her, she was like that for a while. You just keep it down until they go on a down. So I'll go down here. Yes, and then reward. And I might be a little close to the camera there, so I'm gonna back up. Come. Yes, and then pay. Then we'll go again with the down. And I'll do a side angle for you guys. Yes. Yes. Now I'm not giving commands right now, and the reason I'm not giving her commands is because one, she knows them, but two is to kind of emphasize the point of luring, right? Luring is guiding them to the behavior that you want and then rewarding them for that. And then what you can do is you'll say, she's gonna do it already, but you'll say down. So she didn't do it. Then you could do it. Body position, and then pay. All right, so now I'm just gonna do some free luring with her and really just work it on like a heel. Heel. Good. 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 I'm saying good because good is when you pay in position. Yes is more of a come to me and get your reward. So I'll tell her stay. Yes. See that? So now she can break towards me, but it's not a release. It's not a like a, hey, do what you want. I'm gonna grab a few more kibbles in my hand here. Cool. Down. Yes. And then pay. Down. Good. This is a good way for you to test too if your dog actually knows your commands, right? Because if you're not showing them the hand signals that you taught them and you're just saying the verbal cue, they should still be able to execute the command. If they don't, then that means that they've either one, not learned the behavior just yet, or two, that they've associated that command with your physical position, your body language, if you will, and that's gonna lead to confusion when you're giving them verbal commands. So say you're in another room and you're like, hey, come, it doesn't come, right? That's probably gonna mean that you need to work on that a little more with your cue, your verbal, right? And try to fade out some of that body position that you do. Because with Nova, when I say, come, she knows, right? Good. And I could pay her like that. But if I said it and she didn't come, right? And what I originally did was when I taught her, come, I had my hand up here, right? Come. Good. Good. Yeah, good girl. Okay. Okay is my break, right? It's her little like release command. And then I'm gonna do here too. Just throw her a little kibble on the floor. Get in. And so another thing too, when you're teaching heel, especially when you're luring the heel, is that circle should go into you, not out. So there's two ways to do it. Go out here. And what that's gonna cause your dog to do is go away from you, right? The circle's going away from you and so is your dog. So when you're bringing your dog in, pull it in, right? And you want it in here. You wanna finish here. I step back to kind of create a little room, a little space, but also to guide the dog so that they know. Yep. Good. It's a little loose, but again, this is why I'm using a separate command for heel, for a tighter heel, I mean. This heel's loose, this is the way I taught her. I've done it since she was a puppy. At this point, it's kind of ingrained in her to just be by my side. That's all that's important to her. That was kind of all that was important to me. I want a little more of a fancy competitive heel. I'm gonna do that on my left side. We're gonna work into that eventually. It's a little warm today too. So another thing is just be mindful of the temperature, be mindful of the time of day. If your dog has had a lot of exercise, or you had guests over or something, you want to do a training session, you got to time your training sessions at a time where your dog has the ability to focus. They're not tired, they're not overheated or thirsty or whatever, right? You do want them hungry, especially if you're using treats as a reward. You can use a toy as a reward. Nova is way higher drive with toys and her Frisbee and everything than food. She still will work for food, but if I had a Frisbee out right now, she'd be like bulletproof. Crazy how different she is, right? She hustles when I tell her to heel. Like if I had that Frisbee, and you've probably seen it in some of the videos, good, break. You've probably seen it in some of the videos where she will literally just snap to my leg, right? Like that is like a solid heel for her, but that's only because that motivation, the reward is so much higher than just her usual kibble. Okay. So I hope you guys found that helpful. I'm gonna try to do a couple more sessions with that and layer on that left-sided heel. Today I just kind of want to show you a brief overview of what luring looks like. The important thing too is to get your dog's nose on your hand. I will finish with that because right now she's adding a little bit of a gap. She's losing interest, and we have a delivery truck driving by, which is one of Nova's triggers. Gets her anxiety up. That's why she's like starting to check out. It's fine. We started this a little while ago, so we've had some time. I think she's at her point. Your dogs don't need long. 15 minutes a day, I'd say, is perfect for you starting off. You could do 2 15-minute sessions a day, but start off with one. First week, start with 1 15-minute session a day. And the thing with dog training too, especially if you're hiring a trainer, why they're taking an hour is because a lot of that time is spent for them to explain to you all this stuff, right? I could train the dog in 15 minutes. That's not the problem. It's teaching the owners how to do it, right? Answering questions, doing stuff like that. And that's really what the focus of dog training is. It's not for the dog. The dogs are smart. They know how to do this stuff almost genetically. So, you know, keep that in mind, because when you go and do it on your own, it's way harder, right? I'd still make mistakes. Everyone does. Like there's some dogs are just like, they throw you off. She's tapped. I'm not going to work her anymore. I'm just feeding her at this point. Yeah. I hope you guys found that helpful. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment if you guys have questions, you want to see more. If you have questions and you want me to answer them, just leave a comment. I'll be happy to help. All right. See you guys later.